Hello, welcome to my Thursday night show. It's been a difficult day today because we've been preparing for our staff do. Unlike the Queen who cancelled her do, we've actually gone ahead with it. I mean, it was a fairly simple case to make sure everybody was properly inoculated and all safe and everything to go. But we didn't count on Richie Allen turning up. Now, I just want to show you something. This is a bottle of lovely Jameson whiskey, which Richie so kindly bought for me. It's very nice. And I want to know that we've drunk it, but you see this top? That's about what I've had. And the rest of it is what Richie's had. You know, so that's, I suppose, the difference between a Jewish broadcaster and an Irish one. Yeah, you okay with that, Richie? And I think now that Graham's looking at the whiskey, he can't help himself. Did you still want some, Graham?
I would love some more.
Well,
Can I come and get some?
Come and get some.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
And then I know Rich is pining and he wants the bottle back. But it's been a nice do, hasn't it, guys? We've had a nice do. Say when.
What I thought was really good was Richie showing us his COVID passport when he got here. Thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally.
Oh, no. Hey, Graham. Richie, do you want to come and take this and say hello to all our listeners? Because whereas I get a few hundred, you get thousands. Richie.
Thank you for a fantastic do.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
There's your bottle.
Of course, I didn't have all of that.
You've drunk almost all
The
of
second
that.
bottle.
Yeah, okay. We won't mention that bit. So anyway, thank you for joining us today. Now the other sort of like problem that we've had today is that we've locked up the offices too early, and I didn't print out my notes. So we're in the studio, which adjoins the office, but it means turning the alarms on and going back in again. And so just excuse me while I look at my phone to get my notes. So we were talking about parties, and obviously it's all been in the news recently about the Conservatives. Didn't they? Well, I think sometimes when you're in the public light, I think you should be more open with what you do, so you don't start drawing suspicion to you and setting a bad example. I mean, we've had the party, but we're okay. We did invite Boris, we did invite all of them, but apparently they've got other arrangements, so I'll have to take that as face value. Still, while in the Christmas spirit, you might notice my jumper. I've been going through the news because I always like looking at news items because I know we're all in business and I know we all like to know what's going on. But what do you think of this? I read an article about a lady who was very upset because she took on a superficial basis, but she took on one of those stands in Manchester in the centre, on the Christmas fair. And she's been, her and her daughter and family and everyone's working out, have been very, very upset because they've not really taken enough money to cover the rent. And sometimes they've had to go and look for toilets elsewhere, and they don't think it's right. They've had to be there early in the morning and late at night and whatever the hours of the market are. And it was very sad that they've taken a stall and they're losing money, and they don't really know what to do with themselves. Now, I'm not at all sympathetic, because I think if you're going to take on a commitment like that, you should sort of know what you're doing, not just think, oh, I've got an idea. Let me see. Let's jump into a major Christmas market with major league expenses and hope for the best. And if we don't, doesn't matter. We can go crying to the people that we owe the monies to or the rent to. And I have clients who are standing that fair now, and they're doing brilliantly. So sometimes, is it you, or is it you just got a bad spot, or is there anything you can do? I mean, you've been in business before, haven't you, Graham?
Oh, yes.
You've stood market stalls, haven't you?
No, I've not stood on the market.
What is it you've done? You've been on street corners.
I have worked in the sex trade, yeah. Why? What's your
No,
issue?
I was just saying that.
What's the
Would
point
you
of bringing that
blame?
up?
Would you blame bad business on you're not you've not found a great spot? Or would you just say, obviously what I've got on sale isn't being presented the right way, or maybe people just don't want it?
I etch my own pictures out, son.
Yeah.
And I work from there.
I'm sure you do. Anyway, that's my attitude, caveat emptor. Just beware what you're doing.
Dick.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. Anyone else think I'm a dick? Richie?
No.
Expert? Hayden?
Sometimes.
Yeah, thank you. Simon?
Sometimes.
Anybody else in the audience? No,
He
obviously
is.
not.
He is.
I'm not. I'm a lovely, cuddly person.
He's a
with nice
lovable
Santa.
dick, but he's a dick.
Have you had your vaccine jab yet? Have you got your passport?
That's none of your damn business, Stephen.
Don't you think you should get a passport to show people that you're coming? Do you know? I was reading the other day. There was actually talking about caveat emptor, which means let the buyer beware. There was actually some cowboy builders. I nearly just said cowboys then. That have conned. They've been conned this old man with some problems, some mental problems, out of £10,000 for basically painting a brick or something for £10, and they've charged him £10,000. Luckily, the cousins got to it first and stopped the checks and things. But it's awful what people do, honestly. I could never do that. I could never do that. I wouldn't do that. Do you know what happened to me once, though? This is a true story. And I still feel guilty about it today. I've mentioned it before. Many, many years ago, I used to have a shop. We used to sell all sorts of things, fancy goods and light groceries. And I used to be in partnership with my sister. And one day, this old lady came in the shop, and you could see she had nothing. And she brought some bread and some milk, and she gave me, remember pound notes? That shows you how old we are. So she gave me a pound note. It was all scrumpled up. And I thought of, okay, I think it came to about 99 pence or something. She gave me a pound, and I gave her a penny or something. She went out of the shop. And as she was walking out the shop, I unscrumpled the pound notes. And I saw there was two there. So she actually got £2 notes. I didn't say anything. And to this day, which is like 40 years later, I still feel guilty. And I think, should I have told my sister about it? Especially with that. I don't know, but do you know, I was actually reading. We're always looking to look after clients. We're always looking to get the best communication. Communication in business is so important. So sometimes, I mean, I always believe that you should learn to tell someone to go to hell in such a way that they'll look forward to the journey. But when you're dealing with people, communications is very, very important. And they've actually done research to say that certain accents, if you've got a gentle, soft French accent, people like that. But if you've got a hard Salford scrawl, they don't like it. It doesn't go down well. So, you know, don't always look at the person that you're speaking to that they can't understand you or don't like your accent. Change it just to suit them. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better if you want to have a show and you want to be screaming at people like a good old solid Irish or Scottish accent. I mean,
can I just jump in, Stephen, mate?
Yes.
Happy Dog said that the moustache is bringing out the worst in me.
The moustache?
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks for noticing.
Have you got a moustache?
Yeah, he's the first person to comment on it.
Do you know, I didn't even notice.
No.
Sorry, Pickle.
Oh, Graham.
Do you know what, Happy Dog? Yeah.
Graham.
Still talking to him for half an hour.
Yeah, I was. Well, no, I could never talk to him for half an hour. But no, apologies. But, you know, these little things count in trade as well. So I'm sorry, I keep looking at my phone because everything's written in here. So, and it's hard enough to see it.
Somebody get that man a tablet.
Yeah, but I need one. I need a few tablets. In fact, I can't take the tablets I was supposed to take because you plied me with all that whiskey and you've done me in. So,
I send him an email every week asking him to get a printer. Every week
he does.
He
does. I just keep forgetting.
Just buy a printer, mate.
It's just, you know, when you see emails or messages from certain people, you just sort of blank, don't you? But you know, actually looking at that, you know that there's now AI that's being developed that lawyers are reading and people are using in general, because what it does is it reads through terms and conditions and contracts and looks for anything unusual or something that really shouldn't really be there. So they've got their own sort of template of what should be there, and it goes through, checks spellings, checks the way it's written, checks everything, even translates it if need be. That's interesting, Graham. Right, what have you put here now? What have you put here? So we mentioned. You know, Mike, you said that Happy Dog made a comment before. But
Yeah.
do you know, I was reading the other day as well. You know, it's nothing to do with business, but you know, dogs love you so much that sometimes they dream about you.
Oh.
You can see that, can't you?
I don't doubt that for a moment.
Yeah, no, my girlfriend's like that. She dreams about me.
This is now the best television show in the history of the world.
Thank you.
Just after that.
It is.
Of course they do.
Yeah, they do. They dream about you, don't they? And you know, and you know what would be even better than your dog or your girlfriend dreaming about you? Your customers dreaming about you. Seriously, customers dreaming about you is like, wow. Happy customers are your biggest ambassadors, your biggest advocates. And so we need customers. So there's lots of ways of making customers become your biggest fans. And I am actually putting on some regular workshops that I'm saying to people totally free of charge. Come in. Well, we're going to have them. If you go onto my site, you'll see a link to is it Ticketmaster, and just you'll see them coming up in the next few weeks, and you'll see, and just book this one in, because I think there's 7 particular tricks. I shouldn't say tricks to making people love you, should you? So, but there's plenty of ways of making customers like you, and beyond like you, become ambassadors for you. So, just come to my seminars. We'll work through it together. I've just had a message from someone very important to me. Hang on, Melanie, I'm just looking. Okay, you're the biggest dick I've ever met. Okay, thank you for that. But working through this to the, where was I? Mortgage rates. What's going on with mortgage rates, Graham? You wrote it.
They are up to 0.25%.
That's 0.25%.
Yeah.
Right.
Up from 0.0, was it 0.1 or 0.01?
It was 0.1. But going up
Quite
by...
a jump.
Well,
at what point are we all going to stand up to these people, eh?
Well, do you remember a few years ago when everyone was going on that mortgage rates have gone through the roof, and they hadn't. In fact, they were actually cheaper, and everyone got it in their heads that there's problems with mortgage rates, but for most people, they've actually gone down. But just look at this, what's 0.25%? If you take an average mortgage, let's say a 20-year mortgage of £250,000, that means that the mortgage amount would go up about £20 a month. And if you had 400,000, assuming it's not one of those locked-in rates, which half of people do have fixed-rate mortgages, half of them at £400,000, it would be £30, £31, £32. So I think people start panicking over lots of odd things. So has I don't know. Graham, do you know what a mortgage is?
It's the way that they trap you, Stephen.
Yeah, but it's just.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
You know what? Perspective.
I mess about, but I'm actually my entire life right now is revolving around getting a mortgage.
Yeah.
I want to get a home that my daughter can have when I
Yeah,
pass on.
I mean, no one's saying that you shouldn't buy a house. I'm just saying that they're making such a big fuss over 0.25% rise, which on a £250,000 mortgage over 20 years will only make a difference of £20 a month until they decide to lower it again. But the mortgage probably. But you know what's interesting in all of this, that we've got inflation of about 5%, but the inflation is based on a shortfall of goods, a sudden increase in labour costs, and but the government don't seem to be too worried about that. So, but they're putting the mortgage rates up. So what that tells me is that they probably look at these short-term 5% blip as a blip, and that things will get back to normal. So a shortage of goods is leading to higher prices and higher shipping costs, and a shortage of labour is leading to higher labour costs. So it puts everything up, but it will go back to normal. It will. So, and the government are basically saying that by saying they're concentrating on long-term inflationary issues like a higher mortgage.
Stephen, we've had a listener's comment here. We've got Richie Allen, and he said this is the best live stream in the world ever.
Thank you, Richie. Come back and tell me that when you're sober. But thank you. What do you think of this £775,000 tax refund that this lady got by mistake? That's a good one, isn't it?
I think she's amazing. I love the fact that she sat on it for a full year.
That she did what? Sorry.
She sat on it for a full year. She was
and they never gave it.
It went in her account, and she tried to make out like she'd not actually checked her balance for an entire year.
But you've got to give her credit that in a year she only spent £10,000 of it.
Yeah. Good for her.
I don't know, but wouldn't it be nice if you got a £775,000 refund of tax?
It'd be nice just to get paid from being here.
It'd be nice just not to pay tax. I mean, I had to pay my tax this week, and I'm just hoping that the government won't spend it all at once. Isn't that something that happened to Elon Musk?
Yeah, didn't he just pay like 15 billion?
12.
12
Was it
billion.
12?
More than anyone's ever paid in
Yeah.
tax ever.
Can you
He's-
imagine having a £12 billion tax bill?
He's paid more
What
than
was his
anyone's
comment?
ever paid.
You were telling me before. What was
Oh,
his...
Yeah.
Was it Senator? Is it Warren?
Elizabeth Warren, yeah.
Elizabeth
yeah,
Warren said we have to close these loopholes to make sure people like him pay their fair share.
And he said, I paid more tax this year than
yeah. Than anyone ever.
Ever. Yeah.
And she's there going, well, is it enough though? And all her simps are like, yeah, more.
Must be tough
Unbelievable.
on him.
He did tell her though, don't spend it all at once.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. I've paid my tax this week, and I hope the government don't spend it all at once. You know, I can't be doing paying that again next year.
12 billion.
Oh, 12 billion. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
No. What else have I missed here? So,
Declared £12.62.
Made a loss.
Come on, Stephen.
Made a loss this year. Terrible year.
what do you think of call centres?
Worked in one.
Everybody hates call centres, don't they? Well, apparently there's been a massive rise in the level of customer abuse towards call centre agents.
Thank God. They're shit. They deserve it.
It's I've worked in a call centre. I've had my own call centre. It's actually sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I think it's the way they do it. When you get these pleasant people coming along and say, "Hi, how are you this morning?" and it's like, "Oh, go away." Yeah. If do you know what I used to do? I used to phone people. This was my pitch. I used to say, "Oh, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm just touting for business." you know, I'm saying if I can drum up some trade.
Honest approach.
Yeah, I think if you've got when they come along, how are you today? And then they're clearly reading from a script. So it's not the idea of a call centre. I don't mind people phoning me to tout for business. It's when they're so bleeding corny.
The worst thing is if they've got your name. Because when a stranger rings me and goes, "Is that Mr. Hughes?" Like, who wants to know?
Yeah,
Who
well,
are you?
yeah, that must be scary for you, not
I'm not
recognise the
telling
number.
you
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. No, I love the ones that say, "Can you confirm your details, please?" Confirm it. Yeah, yeah. We all think it's funny, don't we? I mean, someone the last time someone phoned me and said, "How are you today?" I just said, "Well, I've got a rash." Yeah. No. But it's the way they do it. If they phone up and say, it's like any job, isn't it? If they do it properly, then we don't have a problem with it. Of course, that's a lesson there, isn't it? If you're going to have a call centre, do it right. I actually didn't mind doing stuff like that. And in all the years I did it, I never actually got anyone being rude to me.
Never phone me.
I phone you loads of times, speak to you
Yeah, but
every
not
day.
when you were in a call centre, you didn't.
I
No.
love that Welsh guy in Swansea. The BBC did a reality TV show. on him.
Go on, what happened?
Do you remember him?
No.
No.
Yeah, the BBC did a reality TV show about a call centre in Swansea 10 years ago. And the boss was amazing. Yeah, it was very funny.
It was actually
It's on
decent,
Vibrant.
or-
Yeah, it was alright, yeah.
I think if you do any job, no matter how unpleasant it is, and I think if you do it properly, then you don't have problems. You don't have problems. I'm going to just mention something that I really don't know very much about, and that's the dark web. But I found, whiskey, yeah. but the dark web, it's not the same as the deep web, is it?
I love that you've thrown in. Let me just read the notes for everyone here,
Okay.
right? You've got dark web, deep web, and Tor.
Yeah.
As if that's something you can just riff off.
Well, I am doing.
Well, let's do this, man. I'm
Okay,
waiting for
because I know that you will know a lot more about this than me. All I saw was an advert that said you can buy things on the deep web for like a fraction of the cost as you can normally.
Yeah, like drugs.
Yeah, drugs and
Yeah,
children.
but no, that was really the dark web, isn't it?
Same,
But the
it's
deep web,
just-
is it the same thing?
It-
And then you've got Tor, which is like the operating system to get
it's
on
like
it.
a browser and tunnels. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Tor.
You can
I've
buy
never
men in
used it.
bags if you so desire.
you can buy men in
But,
bags. What do you
yeah.
mean?
As in a sack with a man in it will turn up. But let's not do that. Why are you on
What?
the deep web? What
I'm
are
not.
you doing messing on the deep web?
No, I was trying to work out.
Chairs. Buying chairs.
Well, actually, that's my first thought. You know me too well.
Get on fucking
But-
Amazon. Stop going to the place where
No,
they
I
sell
just saw this
slaves.
article and I thought, what does it look like? What is the deep web and
Just
what is?
websites.
just the
websites.
same?
It's a part of the internet that isn't indexed. It's not indexed.
You can't trace you, can they?
It's the majority of the internet, actually, isn't it? It is
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
the
it's
most
like
of
an
it.
iceberg, the internet. The part that's indexed is only a fraction of what's out there. Allegedly.
I just don't know. I just don't know. I've always fancied sort of like you like the idea of sort of like
Oh, I know.
working
It's
from.
the idea that it'll be different.
Yeah.
It's mostly the only places I've been is full of really wrong-uns. Lots of wrong-uns.
I probably would never have the guts to actually go on it.
Well, you don't talk to them.
No, but these articles were just making out that it was. Well, yeah, there's some bad guys on it, but you can get a lot of bargains on it as well.
Definitely get bargains.
Well, with that tone, I don't think if anyone's had a good experience with the dark web, let me know. I'm curious.
Of course they have. They all buy the drugs on there.
Lovely.
You got what? Sorry.
Once again.
What do you say, Graham?
They all buy the drugs on there. Of course they've had a good experience.
I bought a car off of him.
I just. I suppose I'm out of my depth on all of this.
The deep web's out of most people's depth. And you know, a lot of it's bollocks as well. It just depends where you go, where you look.
So it's not worth having an online shop on the deep web. Well, by that laughter, I guess
Ask
not.
the Dread Pirate Roberts. He's currently serving life.
So it's bad
He
news,
set up
people.
The Silk Road, the biggest eBay
Oh.
of the deep web, and he was after a long investigation. They finally collared him,
Right.
and he's doing, I think it's life. Because people were
So it's not
saying
like
very
the
bad.
Chinese copy markets where you go and just buy counterfeit gear and
I imagine there's a lot of that as well.
yeah, but it's
But
really
there's a lot of that on the normal internet.
is that I don't know. I don't know. What else have I got here? What have you given me to read about, Hayden? I mean,
And nothing.
you've not given me much today to talk about, have you? Cowboy Builders. Oh,
You're gonna throw this at me, are you, eh? You're gonna throw me.
I do the cameras. That's the producer.
Your
over there.
producers have left you.
they're just honestly, they could even ask me some questions.
The amount of communication from you, right?
I'm £2.50.
All right, there you go. There you go.
My brother.
Tesla Hawks has just asked.
Should we go back to the whiskey and what a nice afternoon we had?
I get
We've
it.
had a fantastic afternoon.
And I've eaten too much.
I'm not going to beat someone to go home.
You're not.
I am.
After all that.
I've not. You, oh, you cheeky bastard! I'm not eating anything. You
I
can't
feel
blame me for that.
I feel like St. Paul on the road to Damascus. I didn't like the Jews very much until I came to this party today. Now I absolutely adore the Jews. You've got me. pissed off
We've
you.
converted you.
I love you.
He's going to open a warehouse soon, isn't he?
We've converted him.
What you on about, mate? In terms of my notes, right? There's a new Spider-Man movie out.
I'm going to see that.
With a
Yeah.
Englishman, with a little chubby Englishman playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I was desperate for you to talk about Spider-Man so that
Spider-Man.
I could make a clip out of
I've got
it
to go and see
and it'd go
Spider-Man.
viral.
Are we all going together to see Spider-Man?
Well, I'm going to see it on Saturday night.
Right, oh, I won't be doing that.
So
Oh,
you're
no,
all going
because-
to get masked up and take your jabs, are you?
Oh, Christ, you got to wear a mask in
You
the place, haven't you?
pussies.
You got to wear a mask in the cinema.
Nah, you just go in eating, man. You're all right.
Yeah.
Did he come around and
Graham's
check?
suggesting cheesy nachos, a moking, no mask needed.
Well, I think if you sing... So
If
I
you
told
sing.
everyone on my
I know,
Twitter
it's
feed,
fucking
if I'm
disgusting.
stood next to you in the supermarket without a mask and I'm singing, mind your own business.
So this is the way around wearing a mask, singing.
Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is.
But
Where's the law that says I can't sing in the
If you need to wear a mask, why
supermarket?
not just wear the
Find law that says
mask?
I can't sing. You find it.
Okay,
You don't need
don't.
a law to give you permission.
And we're having
I
more
can
whiskey.
sing anywhere I like. There's nothing you can
Here
do
we go.
about it. I'll take your, I'm going to pull your mask off.
Look! An Irishman pouring whiskey.
Googling
Look.
it, and I can sing it.
Hang on.
That's the only good thing they're good for.
Not something I'm going to drink.
I know. Hang on.
It says I can't sing in the supermarket.
Now,
There's a
that
rule
was your
that says I
glass
can't sing in the supermarket.
I can't drink that.
have a little salt.
I can't drink that.
Have a wee bit of it, man. You're all right. You're all
An
right.
Irishman.
Go on. Good lad. Good lad.
Oh, Stephen.
Oh, that hurts.
I bet it does.
Oh,
The
well-
second time in your life you've drank whiskey.
do you know it leaves a warm feeling, but
It
I think
does.
I'm going to
And
puke
you
up
know, the
later.
more you have, the warmer it feels.
Anyway, what's
I'm extremely warm right now, Stephen. I want you to know that.
What's-
Sleep in the park.
what's going on in the metaverse?
Oh,
Graham?
Jesus Christ.
What's going on?
Do you know
in it?
what? Do you know what frustrates me about the metaverse, right?
Tyranny.
People such as yourself, but not specifically you,
Yeah.
get all sucked up by the adverts and the promotion and all the rest of it, and it's just a shit VR chat.
Yeah.
You just look like it's like a really basic.
Do you know, we had Second Life in the early 2000s.
Yeah. We've done it all before. It's literally VR
I
chat.
never went on it. I've heard of it, but I never went on it.
I went on it, and in the early days, it was very exciting. You could earn money there from building islands, and it was very good.
Yeah.
And then it turned into lowest common denominator shit.
Oh, I've just got a refund on my Amazon order. Fantastic.
I don't know. I don't know. We've got a real bro love fest, haven't we? Going on?
yeah.
Screw the metaverse, though, man. It's
no hair.
Got no hair,
I don't
yeah.
care.
it's entirely
But he's
advertising.
always right.
Yeah.
Every time, never knowingly been wrong.
Yeah.
The only time he was wrong was when he got destroyed in the argument.
Do you know?
Would you like some viewers' comments?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Dog has said, "Lol, this has gone tits up quick." Alan Reader said, "LOL."
Yes.
Tesla Hawks is asking if you've got your nuts cut.
Steven's Christmas show got hijacked by a boozy nerd. Go on, Steve.
And there's accusations that I'm wasted.
That's Tesco.
No, I can confirm that Graham's not been drinking today. Do you know at this do this afternoon? You think that a bunch of accountants would just sit there and have a nice chat, and they've been arguing about conspiracies and about numbers, and then of course Richie got here and it really rocketed downhill.
I actually agree with him. We'll kick him in the fucking head.
Sorry, we're having a fight.
I can hear.
Tesco say.
Over Mars.
Gentlemen, children,
He's
please.
telling me I should listen to Tesco.
You should
You
listen
do
to
know we're
Tesco's.
live right now, don't you, fellas?
You keep it down over there, you.
And you have more live viewers than Sky News at the moment.
Well, I'm very
I
happy
can
for that.
confirm that online on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
You have more live viewers than
So
Sky
all
News.
we've got to
Go
do
on, Stephen.
to get the views, I have to get rid of every bit of professionalism I might have left in me. Get a load of drunk people in the studio, and our records go up.
Change the name of the show to Trigger Warning.
What?
Change the name of the show to Trigger Warning.
To trigger warning, and then we're good.
I've had a lot of PMs tonight, Aidan, asking for a show off you.
No.
He
No,
said no again. He said no again.
no.
I'm happy to stay for a show.
I'm not.
Well, they can wait, can't they?
I'm having a pizza.
He's
It's just-
he's got a home oven baked pizza.
I need a
Do you know
break.
we have had so much food here? You didn't eat any of it, did you?
Yeah. I don't trust you all.
No, because I got here before everyone had already gone into it. And then
Steve,
by the
you
time I
dirty
got here,
bastard.
everyone was taking it
No,
home.
he
Thought
Look.
that you and Tony vaccinated the food.
Yes, that's what we did.
So you didn't you put the booster jab.
Have you noticed that I have completely given up on anything remotely business or sensible?
Oh, I think that's
And I'm
shit
just
sales.
sat here listening to something.
Now you know what it's like to do Trigger Warning.
Where's the quote of the day, motherfucker? What's going on? Give me the quote of the day.
Now
Sorry.
it's like Trigger Warning.
Right, now
Random shit out at you.
it goes very high pitched,
He's
doesn't
very
it?
high pitched. Is that my brother? He's very neurotic as well.
Anyway, quote of the day. I have a theory that the truth is never told during the 9 to 5 hours.
Yes, Hunter S. Thompson.
So what does the truth only come out at night?
I come on here at 3.
He's a good man.
I do.
When was Hunter S. Thompson ever awake between the hours of 9 and
Don't you be shitting on my hero. How dare you?
Do you know what?
I'm
I'm just looking forward to Saturday so I can watch Spider-Man,
He was there with Nixon.
and I just want to thank
If I
God.
find out that you wear a mask and that's it, I'm going to come for you, Englander.
Can I get any type of mask on?
No, don't wear a mask.
What about one of those round things that you put in your mouth? Does that count?
Pardon?
Bane from
You know.
Bane from Batman.
Bane, yeah, I've got a Bane
you
figurine.
know
Yeah, I've got
I
right.
literally, Stephen, you
Yes.
know the one I
Yeah,
wear?
he's not gonna
No.
let you.
I read a study that said that this
I don't
one
think you've read very much.
disperses. No, I did. I read a study.
Someone probably read it to you.
This disperses your particles in a way that's even more dangerous. So I went and bought one straight away because I love the idea of me
Hang
wearing
on,
a mask.
you
and
just
being
sit there
more
passing wind
dangerous.
most nights. Why would you need?
Dispersing his
Ladies,
particles.
gentlemen, and whoever's watching me, I'd like to thank, on behalf of you all, Hayden Hewitt and Richie Allen and Graham, whatever his surname is, for coming on, totally buggering
It's
up my
boof,
show.
you little bitch.
Just buggering up my show.
I'll fucking dare you?
Thank you very much for joining me.
A year I've known you.
Hopefully, on the next show, we'll have something more sensible again. Good night from me.
Yeah, good night. Good night. Get off the air.
We're off. We're off.
Yeah.